All right. Hey guys, welcome back to some crypto. In today's content now we'll talk about BTC. We'll take a look at BTC on a macro scale. We'll take a look at BTC from the quarterly basis all the way down to the 6-hour time frame, right? So we're going to do a in-depth analysis regarding our current structure. Are we bottoming out, or are we trying to find the bottom, or are we still moving sideways and all that good stuff? Okay. So I've been away for over the last 8 weeks or so, right? Been on vacation. Sorry, I wasn't able to make some public live stream and all that good stuff. But if you've been in our premium group, I've been constantly updating BTC, with the weekly update and private updates and all that good stuff, right? So if the sound is good, let me know. So let me make sure if the sound is good. So if the sound is good, just give me 30 XRP 37 cents. If the sound is not good, give me 589. Hey, what's up, Baibu? Thanks a lot for tuning in. So we'll take a look at Ethereum if we have enough time. We'll take a look at Ethereum on a macro scale also, right? Because we've been spot on Ether since like we started shorting somewhere around like a 4,100, right? Back in December, right? So okay, sound is good. IMAR 101. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. So now let's take a look at BTC. The first time frame we're going to take a look at that going to be the quarterly time frame, right? So most of you guys have been hearing me talking about like the quarterly 21 EMA. So I talked about the quarterly 21 EMA back in December, okay, when BTC was all the way up somewhere around like a 55k and all that good stuff. And we said our directional move, okay, if we're going to drop, going to be all the way down to our quarterly 21. If you recall, back then the quarterly 21 was somewhere around like a 19k, give or take, okay? But before our last dump, the quarterly 21 was somewhere around like a 21k, and we hit our target beautifully. On the lower degree, we started shorting again somewhere around like a 32, all the way down to the 21k plus minus 10%. In BTC, okay, it is still around the same level, even though we hit our target right at 21 plus minus 10, right? It dumped all the way down to 19k and even down to a 17.5 and all that good stuff, but it is still in the same range. So nothing is basically nothing is going on regarding our macro target price is not basically deviating in big percentage, okay? You know what I mean, okay? So the quarterly 21 right now, it is supporting the price, and we know previously, if we take a look at it back in 2018 right here, we bottomed right around the quarterly 21. I talk about it, guys. I've been saying it when BTC was above 55. If we hit the quarterly 21, it could be tough to break it. It doesn't mean it cannot break it, but it could be very, very tough to break the quarterly 21. It could take like few quarters to break it, okay? So something to keep in mind, right? We take a look at it right here, the March 2020 crash. We bottomed right around the quarterly 21, somewhere around like a 3k, okay? Price action did not close below it, so that's the first quarterly candle, okay, closing below the quarterly 21 EMA right here. So that's the first time. If we go back to 2015, you can see we just barely touched the quarterly 21 right there, okay? Somewhere around like $165, $150 range, okay? So it is quite important to keep an eye on BTC, somewhere around like a 21 plus minus 10%. It is still a good level to be buying for the long term, because we know whenever you buy BTC at or around your quarterly 21, you could expect like some good gains or some great gains over the next like a few years after that, okay? A good example is the March 2020. If you bought BTC anywhere around like a 4k to 5k area, you would be selling it 10x high, all the way up to a 69k, or all the way up to 60k, or even up to 69k if you're looking for the top and all that good stuff. If you bought BTC anywhere around the quarterly 21 back in 2015, 2014, you would be selling it, you would be buying at $150 to $200, and you would be selling somewhere around like a 14K to a 20K. So I'm not saying this is the bottom, but all I'm saying is based on our previous price history, right, it is still a good level to be accumulated. Could we drop lower? Absolutely. We will take a look at it on the lower degree. What I mean about the lower degree, we will take a look at it on the monthly and all that good stuff. So based on the quarterly time frame, right, BTC 21 plus minus 10%, it is still a good level to accumulate some, not to be all out. Okay, it's not just safe as of now to be all out, even though it can drop much lower. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a monthly basis. So if we take a look at BTC on a monthly basis, you guys, if you've been following some crypto long enough, you know we've been talking about two moving averages over the last few months. Okay, the first one was the monthly 50 EMA. We hit that target beautifully. Remember guys, we shorted at 40K area. Our first target was 26K area. We hit that target beautifully, right? And we pumped back up to you know, just about like a 32, right? And what we said was like, okay, our next target, right, directional target, going to be the monthly 50. Okay, and remember the monthly 50 SMA back then coincided with the quarterly 21, so we said 21K plus minus 10% going to be a good range to take profits and basically just wait for the next consolidation. It could take like 3 to 6 weeks. Whenever we get a big dump, it usually take a it usually take like a 3 to 6 weeks, or even sometime like a 9 weeks of consolidation before the next move, either to the upside or to the downside. Okay, so we've been moving sideways, you know, just about like a 21K plus minus 10%. Yes, it pumped to like a 24K, but you know, we did not get a good close above 23 and all that good stuff. Even the last month right there closed somewhere around like a 23. Okay, so we will take a look at why 23K 24K was so important on the lower degree when we talk about like the 3D time frame. Okay, so on a monthly basis, what I was saying back in after the monthly close right here back in June, I was saying in my premium, right, don't be too bullish, right? The reason why you don't want to be too bullish is like we're not going to regain our last monthly open right here, just about like a 32K. Our monthly open of June, okay, June open somewhere around like a 31, 32. That's where we shorted at exactly also, right? We're not going to regain that monthly open anytime soon. That's why in July, right, even though price action was pushing to the upside, I was just saying, you know, 21K, right? We will take a look at it, why 21K was also a resistance on the lower degree when we take a look at the daily time frame. 21K going to be a big resistance, and after that we're going to take a look at the 3D 21 EMA. Okay, so that's why you can see the monthly, it is still struggling to break out to the upside. I've seen like many analysts been calling for like a 28-30K in June. Okay, in July actually. I wasn't looking for those numbers in July. Okay, the highest I was looking for was the 3D 21, and we hit that target beautifully. We will take a look at it on the lower degree, right? So let me take a look at the chat room to make sure everything is good, right? Hey, what's up, Quiet Cook? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Cooking some ADA in the kitchen. Hey, what's up, Humi? Thanks a lot for tuning in. It's been a while, man. Crypto Street in the house. Aladino Vasquez. Yes, I'm back. Sandy's back. We will get all this out back to the moon. Okay. All right, guys. So the monthly doesn't look that great, but we're getting a good support at the monthly 50. So the reason why I'm saying yes, we're not bottoming. The bottom is not in yet. Okay, it's too soon to say we already bottom. It's too soon. Okay, you can't just say like, oh, we hit the monthly 50 and we will go to the moon. We know most of the time we're not going to be we're not going to start a bull run, right, until we basically regain the monthly 21 EMA. Okay, that's going to be on the macro level. So as of now, right, the monthly 21 EMA, it is somewhere around like a 33-34K area. We got to regain control of the monthly 21 EMA and at least stay above it for like a quarter. Okay, like let's say 2 to 3 months at least before we start saying like, hey, we're going to be looking for that 180 to 200K area over the next like a few months after that. Okay, so it's better to it is always better to buy BTC below, at or below the at or below the monthly 21 EMA, instead of basically waiting till BTC breaks out above the monthly 21 EMA and you start like to FOMO and all that good stuff. Okay, everything is pointing down. That's the best time to be buying, not when everything points up. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So instead of waiting for waiting for BTC to go above 34k to start buying, it is better to start accumulating around 21k plus minus 10, and we will take a look at the next accumulation range. The next accumulation range is nowhere around this level. So if I'm buying BTC at 21k, 22, 19k and all that good stuff, I know I got a good chance, okay, to get a good DCA price, meaning like I could DCA at a much lower price, right? And all that good stuff. Not try to DCA like every in small increments, not every 5% and all that good stuff. But we will take a look at it on a lower degree. But the monthly, going back to the monthly, it is still pointing down, even though we at support somewhere around the monthly 50 SMA. It is not sure yet. Okay, it is not sure yet. BTC has bottomed. Okay, so we will still need like few more weeks or even month to get a confirmation of the bottom and all that good stuff. Okay, so now let's move on to the 3 weeks time frame. Okay, so the 3 weeks time frame, we hit our target also in our premium. I remember right here we talk about like the bear flag on our 3 weeks 21 EMA, the rejection right here somewhere around like a 41k, and we were calling for the 100 EMA on our 3 weeks basis, right there. Okay, so we hit that target 21k. So 21k plus minus 10% was all over the place. So that's why I was saying like when BTC was at 40k, we're going to drop nearly 50%. Okay, and we did that exactly. So that's the type of move you get with Send Crypto. You're not going to get like a 2% move, 3% move and all that good stuff. We look for the big moves. Okay, 50% move, 40% move, 30% move, or we look for the 10x move and all that good stuff. Okay, I mean 50% to the downside, right? You can't get like it's hard to get 10x move to the downside on BTC, right? But we've been spot on a 3 weeks basis. I don't see anything crazy in terms of like a reversal. Yes, we got 42 days of an uptrend. We're still making high lows. You could say, hey BTC, hey guys, BTC is making high lows and all that good stuff. We're going to the moon, but I don't see any structure as of now of a reversal. All I'm saying is, candles, yes, are making high lows, but it is not confirmed yet. If you take a look at it right here, that's why I was saying I don't like these high lows, because if you basically if you just trade these high lows right there, right, you would be extremely bullish, because for nearly 4 candles, okay, BTC been making what high lows. But take a look at it, it only took like 4 candles to basically drop more than 50%. So you just don't want to say like, hey, we're making high lows right there and we're going to keep on making these high lows and then basically we're going to the moon. It could basically dump later on. All right, so but as of now I don't see any structure to rely on a 3 weeks basis. It is just a support 21k plus minus 10%. Okay, so now let's take a look at BTC on a weekly basis. So the weekly basis, it doesn't look very interesting. The reason why it's not that interesting is like I know most bulls are shooting for that 28k 31k area, but what I've been saying is like if we go back to our monthly time frame, right, in my premium analysis I said clearly it's going to take, it could take a lot of volume to get back to 31 32k, just because we open our most bearish candle around like a 31 32k. Okay, and 21k is very close to what is very close to where 31k area. So that's why I'm saying like it is going to be pretty hard, right, to get back up above 31k 32k area. And if you if not zoom out, but if you go back to 2021, right, July 2021, if you recall what happened right here in our premium and even in our public group, we went bullish, okay, at 31k. Okay, we said 29.5 to 31k going to be the bottom, And as soon as we pump above the daily 21, let's take a look at it right here, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Right here, okay, at the very bottom right here, July 21st, that's when we went bull, and that price was exactly at 31.32k. So if you take a look at it on the weekly, that same price level, you know, that same price level right here was acting as a pivot point, and we shorted exactly where we entered as a, you know, where we entered the long position back in 2021 right here. 2021 we long right there, okay, and we stay long all the way up, okay. It dumped down here again and we longed it right there again, okay, 39.5, 38.2 right there. All right, and then we said right here put a stop loss, and sucker started to dump and we started shorting right there again, okay. So if you take a look at it, we shorted right there, you know, 52.5, right. We shorted also at 41.42, shorted again at where, you know, 31.32 right here. So now the reason why I'm saying, once again, BTC cannot, okay, I'm not saying it cannot, but it is going to be pretty hard for BTC to regain control of the 31.32. The weekly 21, you know, is right around like a 28.9. It could slow down, right? I mean, dump lower, and you know, it could be somewhere around like a 25.26 if price action decides to basically move sideways, something like that. And we will take a look at it on a lower degree, why we could get a sideways correction between 24 to 17k. Okay, so if you're still looking for like a 11k and all that good stuff, you might want to be very, very patient, because we might not hit 10k, 11k anytime soon. Okay, I could be wrong, but we will take a look at it. Okay, so the 50-day cycle, let's now take a look at the 50-day cycle, because we haven't talked about the 50-day cycle over the last few cycles, right? But the 50-day cycle has officially, you know, turned bearish, right? The 50D 21 EMA right now, it is somewhere around like a 30k, 30.7. Once again, it is going to be quite hard to regain control of that 30k. So if you're expecting BTC to hit 30k, you know, I wouldn't leverage long it, maybe like spot buy, and you know, if it pumps, great. If it doesn't, at DCA around like the you know, lower prices we will talk about later on. Okay, but as of now, the 50D cycle is in favor of the bears, right? And if you take a look at our next 50D support, going to be right here. So if you've been following us long enough, you will know why I'm talking about, like, I'm saying like the 50D support is somewhere around like a 10.5 to 11k. Okay, we will talk about it in another basically a live stream, but pay attention to it. Back in 2020 September, October, I said clearly, if BTC breaks out above 10.5, right, by October 27, 28, 2020, right, we will be going for a mega bull run, and that's exactly what happened. So that same level, right, could provide a macro support in the next like a few months. I don't think we will get there in August or even September. Okay, I could be wrong, but based on the 3D structure, it doesn't seem like we will get a hard dump anytime soon. Okay, so keep that in mind, right? Now let's take a look at BTC on a 3D basis. So now if we take a look at BTC on a 3D basis, you guys know I said it multiple times, always pay attention to your 3D 21 EMA. It is your best friend when you're looking for a macro reversal. Okay, so you take a look at it right here. We've been basically kissing the 3D 21 over the last few weeks, since like July 18th. Okay, 1 month after we bottomed right there. So it took like 30 days to kiss the 3D 21. And what I said was like, okay, we're not going to go for a bull trend as long as we below our 3D 21 EMA. And if you take a look at it, we've been getting rejected. Okay, even though our MACD is positive, okay, BTC has to regain control of the 21 EMA in order to go for a bull trend all the way up to possibly 28.8 and all that good stuff. Okay, but we don't know when it will break it. Okay, we don't know. Okay, But the thing is, even though it is at resistance, right, the MACD is positive, right? So it is going to be hard for the bears to make some new lows, okay, meaning like bears dropping the price below 17.5 going to be pretty tough, even though the macro directional move is down. So what does it mean? Okay, it means the possible correction phase we could get could be a sideways correction, meaning like price action could, you know, do something like that and like that at the same time, where we're going to stay in, you know, between 24 down to 17 or even lower. Okay, but the concept is like it could be in a sideways correction over the next like a few months or even like a few weeks or even like a few months. Okay, so something to keep in mind. The reason for that also is like, if you take a look at it right here, back in January, I said it also, okay, BTC was in a flat correction right there. And what happened? As soon as we crossed negative on our MACD right there, if you've been following our public group, right, our premium group, we killed it. We shorted at 41, 42, 41, 40K up to 41K, all the way down to like a 25, 26K. And we shorted again somewhere like a 31, 32, all the way down to a 18K. All right. So if you take a look at it right here, MACD was positive, right? We did have a 3D MACD positive. And in our premium and even in our public group, what we said, as long as our MACD is positive, right, we're not going to dump. Okay, so we're going to use the same concept. Okay, as long as our MACD is positive right here, let's use green for Leroy before he says why are you using red in a bullish trend. Okay, so as long as our MACD is positive, I'm going to repeat it, as long as our MACD is positive on our 3D basis, even though price is below the 3D 21, okay, we're not going to make a new low. Okay, I'm just going to repeat it. As long as our 3D MACD is positive, right, any dump, okay, we get in this range, okay, it could just be a sideways correction dump. Okay, so it means like bulls have to basically you know, support the price right here, you know, 18 to a 17K area. Okay, even if it drops lower, it might not stay there too long. Okay, because it could possibly try to retest the 24 or even 25K, just like what happened right here. You can see like 44K was a resistance, but it pumped like 10% above it. So if it pumps 10% above this range later on, you would be looking at like 20, 26, 27. Okay, I'm just estimating. I'm not saying that's a pattern we will create, but something to keep in mind. Okay, another pattern also you could pay attention to is like it might not basically move sideways, but it could just dump hard below the 17, but create another basically wedge pattern right here. That's possible. Okay, so that's going to be the second scenario, just in case it gives us a very impulsive wave, right, and dump down to a 16.2. Okay, and why 16.2? If you take a look at it on a macro view, right, 16.2 is nothing but the 50% pullback. If you do a swing low right here from 4K up to 69K, right, 16.2 is at 50% pullback right there. Okay, 0.618, it is going to be at 11.7, but it is not time to focus on 11.7. Okay, we will talk about 11.7 once we get enough data to basically you know, to basically get to get enough confirmation, enough data for a confirmation of a move all the way down to 11.7, because we got the monthly 100 EMA. Let's take a look at the monthly 100 EMA. We got the monthly 100 EMA at 11.7. That's a green line right here. So, but it is too soon to talk about the monthly 100 SMA, actually SMA. Okay, 100 EMA is right around like a 16.2. So the monthly 100 SMA, it is right around like a 11.2, 12K area. Right, 11.7, 12K, depending on which exchange you're using, but you get the concept. Okay, so now let's go back to BTC on a lower degree now. So going back to the 3D basis, okay, so since like, you know, we could get a sideways correction, it means if price action going to retest the lows right here, okay, it means, right, MACD, our MACD will need to basically dump, okay. It needs to do something like that. It can cross negative or it might not cross negative. It depends on the volatility, okay, and it could pump right back up and then it's going to do something like that later on, just like what happened right here, okay. As you can see, our MACD, right, kissed the signal line right there, push back up, kissed it again, and push right back up, okay. And if you take a look at it, what happened right there, we dump very rapidly to the downside. MACD did not cross negative. We pump right back up, dump right back down. MACD refused to cross negative. We pump right back up and created a high right there, and everyone went bull, okay. And I was like, just be cautious, guys, just be cautious, because we're in a macro downtrend. This is nothing but a flat correction. Once our MACD crosses negative right here, we will go bearish, okay. And that's exactly what happened right there. So just be cautious. It might not play out exactly as we're saying right now, but you just want to get the concept, okay. You just want to get the concept of the MACD retesting the signal line, price action retesting the lows. It could be very rapid, otherwise MACD will cross negative, okay. Otherwise MACD will cross negative, and that could be bad, okay. That could be very, very bad if we get, you know, something like that, okay, and MACD crosses negative right here. It could, you know, create a divergence, and that divergence could be the retest of the 16K right here, okay. 16K, 15.5K, 15.5K area, depending on the volatility, all right. But the concept is, even if we get that move, we're most likely going to get another pump. That's why I'm saying, don't be bearish, right, below 18K, 17K area, okay. If you want to be bearish, you want to be bearish above 21K at least, okay, or at the 3D 21, right, not below 20K. All right, so now let's take a look at BTC on a daily basis, right. So the daily basis is kind of choppy, right, and I've been saying it over the last few days. As long as our daily MACD is pointing up, right, we're not going to break 17K. That was easy, okay. So, you know, we tried to cross negative right here. I was thinking like sucker going to cross negative, right, and we're going to get a good dump back down to a 17, but bang, okay, the Fed came out with the interest rate hike, right, and market pump right back up, okay. So let's see if BTC over the next like a few days will cross negative on our MACD, okay. That could increase the chance, right, for the bears to retest the 17-18K area over the next like a few days after that, right. But the move is pretty choppy, very corrective. I don't see anything impulsive in this range. Very choppy, and it is moving in a channel, right. So most bulls will try to support the price right here, and we will see if, you know, that 21.5, which was our support right here, somewhere around the daily 21, going to be supporting the price if we retest 21 to a 21.5. If we break it, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be too bullish if we break it, because we got the support we just talked about on a 3D, okay. We just got that support, right. So just be cautious, basically longing or shorting, longing, at 21 or shorting below 28, okay. If a bear want to short, you just have to short it at 23 or higher as of now, okay, or at least above the at or around the 3D 21 EMA, okay. So just got to be very, very, very cautious, okay. So, and we got a similar move. If you take a look at it, the move we had on the daily right here, right, that's the same exact move we created right here, okay, right there. So, and you can see like the daily cross negative right there and created another push to the upside. So if the daily cross is negative right here, daily MACD, it can still create another push to the upside. Okay, so but it is only going to be a sideways correction, nothing impulsive, right? On the lower degree, hourly up to a 6 hour or even 12 hour, it could be impulsive. But if you take a look at it, like let's say on the weekly, you can't say like it is impulsive. All right, yes, we're getting green candles, but we barely getting like price retesting, like a candle where price doesn't break its opening price. You see what I'm saying? Weekly candle not breaking its opening price like that. Okay, it's hard to get these candles constantly. That would be impulsive, but as of now, nothing is impulsive in this range, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 12-hour basis. So 12 hour, I don't see anything. I don't see anything crazy on a 12-hour. MACD is bearish. We got a divergence right here on our MACD, so it doesn't look good at all, right, with the divergence. And we got the negative momentum right here. So what I mean about the negative momentum, we got the curvature on the 12-hour basis. Okay, our MACD is curving down right there. Okay, so that's not good at all. So whenever you see this type of a curvature, you just have to be cautious. It doesn't mean it will play out all the time, but whenever you see it, just be cautious, because it tends to be a bearish momentum. And I said it before the big dump. If you take a look at it on a 10D basis, before the big dump right here, back in April, we entered our short right there. Okay, April 11th. Okay, and you take a look at what happened on our MACD right there. Okay, was pretty bearish. Okay, so something to keep in mind going forward, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on a 6-hour basis. Hey, what's up, David? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Good to have you back too, man. Okay, so on a 6-hour basis, if you like to short-term trade BTC, oh, the 6-hour MACD just crossed positive right here. So we had a bearish momentum right here, so it played out, right? MACD crossed negative, so that was a good, good opportunity for the bears to enter a short-term trade, like looking for like a 3 to 4% dump and all that good stuff. On a 6-hour, you got it right here. But okay, even though the 12-hour is negative, right there, the 6-hour just crossed positive, so you just have to be very cautious. If you're short-term trading, if you're macro trading, looking for like 5,000, 10,000 point and all that good stuff, you don't care about the 6-hour right now being positive, because we're still around the 3D21. So the 6-hour being positive could just be a bull trend for the short-term traders. Okay, 3 to 4% move and all that good stuff. Okay, if it breaks out to the upside, short-term resistance going to be 24.5. Okay, 24.5. Okay, yeah, we just got a bullish crossover on our 6-hour. So that's not good for the bears. Okay, so just be cautious if you're short-term trading, because recently, right, all these 6-hour bullish crossovers been playing out nicely for the bears, for the bulls. Okay, right there, right here, and right there again. All right, you got one right here, and we had a nice 15% move. Another one right here, we had a nice 18% move, and we got one right here, another 15% move. So if we're going to get another 15% move, that could take us all the way up to 26.7. Bang. That's not good for the bears, but we will see. Okay, we will see if we're going to get a breakout. So if we get a breakout, if you're short-term trading, once again, don't short-term trade it. If you want to add to your short position, yes, you could be looking for like for the next like a resistance, 3D50. Let's take a look at the 3D50. It's actually pretty high. The 2D50 is somewhere around like a 26.3. Okay, just to add to the shorts, right? If not, just suck it up and wait till we get another bearish crossover on the 3D basis, right? All right, so let's take a look at BTC on the hourly. Finally, it's almost 35 minutes, right? On the hourly, nothing is going on. It's pretty choppy. It's pretty choppy, guys. So the only pattern I recognized was the flat correction right here, and it dumped. Now it's pushing back up, okay? So, and creating a bigger flat correction. It looks like a bigger flat correction right here. So just be cautious. Even though the 6-hour time frame just crossed negative, the entire move right here on the hourly, let's take a look at it on the 2-hour basis. It looks better. The entire move right here could be itself a flat correction. So just be cautious, okay? Just be cautious. So just be cautious on the hourly. As I said, the 12-hour time frame, it is still negative. So it is going to be the dominant trend. It is going to be the dominant trend until we cross positive, okay? So now let me take a look at the chat room to see if any of you guys have any question regarding BTC before we take a look at Ethereum. Hey, what's up, Jude Moonboy? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Jude Doomboy looking for 17K. XRP Laser Neck Blood and Neck in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. XRP Laser Neck Diamond Hands. David, looks like it's going down on the 1 hour. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Man, I'm not short-term trading, so sometimes like this hourly time frame, sometimes I don't take a look at the hourly time. I can go like days or even weeks without checking the hourly time frame. Just check the 6-hour and higher. If I'm short-term trading, I can check the hourly, but if I'm looking for big moves, I don't want to spend any time like paying attention to the hourly. But sometimes you get like some good hourly basically signals, like what happened right here. I remember Jude Moonboy was panicking right here, but as soon as I saw that rejection, I was like, man, you don't need to be panicking, okay? We got that move, so just let it go. That was like the rejection at 24K, I think like a couple of days, Thursday ago, when BTC broke out up to like a 24. So as soon as I saw that big move on the hourly, I was like, this is it. We're just going to be moving sideways, okay? So those little details, but I'm not going to sit like hours and hours analyzing the hourly time frame, okay? Charney in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. Charney in the house. Madan Sharma, thanks a lot for tuning in. John Dude, what's up? Yes, John, I'm doing well. I was just on vacation, man. Extended vacation, okay? Peter Tang in a house. Across Canada, across US in a house. Can I take a look at MATIC? Let's see. I will take a look at Ether, and I will take a look at the chat room after, right? So guys, hit the likes if you enjoy the content, right? I've been out for 2 months, but as I said, before I went on vacation, I did a macro analysis and calling for that 21K, and I'm back right now. BTC it is still around 21K, okay, plus minus 10, okay. So the macro analysis will get the job done, not the short-term analysis. So now let's take a look at Ether. So Ether, I'm just gonna focus on the weekly basis, okay? So the weekly time frame just tick positive, right? So the weekly MACD just tick positive, but the most interesting EMA for Ether, it is the 25 MA on a weekly basis. Okay, it is a very simple moving average. Whenever we above it, we tend to go bullish. Whenever we below it, we tend to go what, bearish. Okay, and I said it right here, you know, back in May, I think like May 2020, and I also said it right here, don't short Ether right around like 350 to 410. Okay, 410 area. So right there, recently, you guys been watching my channel and all that good stuff. What I said when Ether was at 4100, we will break it. Okay, and after we retested right here 3500 range, I was like, guys, we just hit our resistance level, right? So but let's just wait for the 3D MACD to cross negative for the dump to the downside. So as long as we dump below 3100 range, we stayed bearish on Ether all the way down to like 950. Okay, so we've been killing it on Ether, but now bulls are taking control on a weekly basis. However, it is still below the weekly 25 MA. It is still below the weekly 25 MA, right? So it is still not in a bull trend. It is pushing to the upside, but not in a bull trend. You can see right here, it pushed right back up, you know, after the dump all the way down to like 350 from all-time high, you know, nearly 1600, right, on Kraken, right? Dump all the way down to 350 and pump right back up to the 25 MA. Okay, as of now, the 25 MA is somewhere around like a 21k, right? 21k, 2100, right? 2200 range. Not sure if we will get there, but just be patient, right? Not being bullish too soon. Okay, not being bullish too soon. If you're buying on a macro view, like let's say you're buying for the next macro target up to like 18k, 20k area, yes, you know, 17k, 15k is a good level to hold some. Okay, but you want to get, you know, you want to get it cheaper. Okay, you want to get it cheaper. Hopefully you grab some Ether somewhere around like a 950 to a 1150 range. Okay, so hopefully if you bought any, not financial advice, but if you bought any Ether around like $1,000, I wouldn't be messing with it right now. Would just be holding it and DCA later on if we drop down to 50% pullback, which is somewhere around like a 650. Okay, so if we take a look at it in terms of trend line, we're still facing our resistance trend line, right here on our side, since like you know, the resistance trend line started since right here March 2021. Okay, right here, you know, November 2021 got rejected at all-time high again. So that's when we started to enter you know, our short position at 4100 the first week of December. So we've been bearish on Ether for nearly the entire 2022. Okay, the entire 2022 we've been bearish on Ether from 4100 rand all the way down to $1,000, even 950. Okay, so and we hit all those targets, right? So Ether, just to cut it short, it could still retest the 1000 area, and after that you could be looking for 650 and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm not saying to wait for 650 because market is crazy. It could just blast off you know, out of nowhere and start a new bull run by regaining control of the 25 MA. So it is still good to hold some Ether if you sold somewhere around like a 4,000 or higher, because back in December I said it, Ether is topping out. Okay, for 4100 range we will be looking for 70 all the way down to 1750, and after we hit that 1750 range, we said 1950 to 2100 range going to be our resistance, and we will take it down to a, you know, 1150 area. Okay, just about like the you know, 382 area, right? So I wouldn't be FOMOing on this move if you're short-term trading, but you know, if you already got some Ether at 1100 range, 1000 range, would just suck it up and hold on to it, and then DCA if we drop down to a 50% pullback right there. Okay, at 650 to a $600 range. Okay, depending on volatility. Once we regain control of the 25 MA, then we're going to suck it up and, you know, just stay bullish, right? and not wait for the $600 and all that good stuff. Just have to stay bullish and you know, go with the trend. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at MATIC. I think it's MATIC USDT, right? So it's almost 45 minutes. So MATIC, I don't use the 25 MA for MATIC, but it seems like it just hit that resistance area at $1 range. Okay, so MATIC just hit resistance right at 95 to $1. So look for a retest of the support right here. Okay, I already did a macro analysis on MATIC, you know, in my premium group, right? I will try to release it, but I did it like before that dump. Okay, I think that was back in May. Okay, something like that. May. Okay, May. Okay, back in May, before that dump down to a 30 cents area. Okay, so if we retest these lows, I would basically reaccumulate some. Okay, and not try to look for low price. Yes, it can dump lower, but you know, since like we just got a big move, if we retest it, I don't think it will just dump down to the macro support right here. It could consolidate and give you enough time to think about what to do next. Okay, so support for MATIC right here, resistance somewhere around like 150, right? 150, which was our previous support. Now it is going to act as resistance if it breaks out that high. Okay, slightly breaking the trend line resistance right here, but it is still within the range. Okay, so it can still do something like that right here. Okay, so it can still retest the lows, so it means like price action can still retest the 35-40 cents area. Okay. Okay, ETHEREUM USDT. I mean, just watch BTC, right? I don't know, the weekly time frame just crossed negative. Let's take a look at the 3D. Wait for the 3D, right, to flip negative. As of now, right, as of today, right, you got no chance, right, for MATIC to dump. Okay, the 3D is pointing up strongly, so it can still pump up to 150. Okay, so just be cautious if you are shorting it, and just wait. I would just wait for the at least, you know, 2D time frame to cross negative right here. Okay, once we get a 2D MACD crossing negative, you know, now you got a higher chance for your 3D MACD to cross negative, and then you could be even shorting it all the way down to 35 cents and all that good stuff. Okay, but I just don't want to basically analyze the hourly and all that good stuff, because if you're looking for like a 50% move, 60% move, you can't basically get get like an accurate analysis using the hourly time frame and all that good stuff. But just watch your 2D up to your 3D time frame, right, to cross negative. Okay, if they cross negative, then the chance of MATIC retesting 31 cents is going to be pretty high. On a monthly basis, right, if we take a look at it on a monthly, I mean, it's nothing. Okay, yes, it pumped to the upside, but it is still below the monthly 21 EMA right there. Okay, so if we wanna analyze it on a monthly, we would say, okay, are we going to regain control of the monthly 21 EMA? Are we going to be closing above 120? Okay, that's going to be the big question. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at ONE USDT. So ONE USDT, I like ONE BTC, but so ONE USDT making a nice bottom formation. At the same time, MACD, it is still positive, so I wouldn't see a hard dump unless we get a capitulation move, right? but as long as MACD is crossing negative right here, it won't be easy to dump below you know, the recent support at 15 cents. Okay, the macro support going to be the March 2020 lows at, you know, 7 cents to a 10 cents area if we basically get the negative crossover like that. Okay, but if we push to the upside, just look for the up to the 3D 100 EMA at 43 cents. If we push to the upside, one BTC, so one BTC doesn't look bad neither. Okay, it is still holding at 1000 sats. Okay, it is still holding at 1000 sats. Okay, dump down to 650. Resistance going to be at 2000 right there. First resistance 2000 sats. Okay, if you're short-term trading, if you're looking for the macro, the macro targets, you could be looking for somewhere around like a 10,000 to a 13,000, and that's exactly where we got rejected at back in March 2019, right? When BTC broke out to the upside, one started to dump, and ever since, okay, that rejection, we've been dumping to the downside. So one been doing poorly against BTC. Okay, it hasn't been doing great against BTC over the last nearly 3.5 years. Okay, it's been doing very, very bad. But these suckers, you know, in 1 week they can just get the job done, pump like 10x, and you might be FOMOing, and that would be the final move before the next like a 3 years of consolidation. So you just have to be very cautious. If you're accumulating it, you have to accumulate it. Okay, if you're accumulating it, right, you have to accumulate it while it is down, not when it pumps. 1000 sats, 500 sats, it is a good range to accumulate. Okay, if it drops low, I wouldn't touch it unless it drops like 50% below the you know, 600 sats. You would be looking at like 300 sats to 250. Okay, so you don't want to accumulate every 5%. Okay, who else? Who me? Hey, what's up, who me? Looking for ICP. ICP is still doing poorly, right? So it is still not doing great. We got our MACD very low. Okay, so we still need our MACD to point up, okay, to get above the histogram. So I would say every dump, right, every 50% dump, just accumulate. Okay, just accumulate it until we get our MACD to push higher near the you know, near the histogram right here. And right now it is too low. It is too down below the histogram to give us a macro bull trend. It doesn't mean we cannot get like a you know, a pump out of nowhere, like what some of these coins just did, right? They just pump like 100%, 200% out of nowhere. But based on indicators, right, we're still in consolidation range. It could be in this range, right, or it could drop 50% below the support area. Okay, you would be looking at like 250 next consolidation range. If you bought somewhere around like $5, you know, $4 to $5, just wait for the 250 to a $3 range to accumulate. Okay, the upside resistance, our weekly 21 is somewhere around like $11, and we got a big resistance $15, and then 21, and then after that 37. But the big one going to be almost $80 resistance right there. That's the one we want to shoot for, the $80 resistance, right? That's the one you want to shoot for. And once again, it could take like months to get there. So if you're looking for it to hit like $80 or even up to like 250, you know, you might be waiting forever. So I'm not saying forever, but you know, you might be waiting for the bull market. Okay, when once BTC breaks above all-time high, you know, 3 months later, these guys, you know, could be going crazy, right? Just like what happened in 2020, BTC broke out above all-time high in I think like November, right, 2020. And what happened in February 2021, January, February 2021, all went crazy all the way up till May 2021. Okay, all right. Okay, let's see. Dragon chain. Okay, we already got 55 minutes. I think someone asked about hey, what's up, Tails? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Quiet Cook is cooking BTC in the kitchen waiting for 13K. J Boss. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Let's take a look at ALGO. I like ALGO short term, unless it prints a fake out, but it looks like the short term, in a short term, okay, it could try to pump up to the daily 100 EMA, which is at 43, 43, 44 cents area. In terms of percentage move, right, you would be looking for a nice 23 to 25% breakout, right? So if it breaks it, you could be looking for the 50 cents resistance right there. So I'm not sure if you're talking about ALGO short term or ALGO macro, but the short term resistances, right, 40, let's say 42, and then 48 to 51. Okay, that's a short term, but just be cautious. Okay, just be cautious, right? So support area to look for in the next like a few days, going to be somewhere around like a 23, right, down to a 20, the low 20s basically, right there. October 2020 lows. Okay, October 2020 lows. And these are just short term, like let's say, to get up to these, up to the 50s, it could take like, I would say 2 weeks, right, to get up to the 50s. But to get down to the 20s, it could take like a month or even longer, right, depending on the volatility. Okay, so the monthly 21, it is at 51. Okay, okay, so that's the only thing I see on ALGO in the short term. Okay, all right. Okay, so nice positive MACD on a monthly basis, right? But we haven't seen a pullback yet, so we will see. Okay, if it pumps to those levels, just be cautious, don't FOMO. Okay, you got to sell the rally, okay, and wait for the pullback. If it dumps down to the 20s, you got to be buying it, okay, because it will pull back up to the monthly 21 at some point. It could do something like that and retest the monthly 21, or retest the monthly 20 right now and then dump down later. So either or, it is going to be a profitable trade. All right, all right. Okay, so it's almost 1 hour. So let's take a look at ADA. So ADA USDT is ramping up slowly. It could surprise us with a big move. It is sitting at the 382 right here. The weekly 21 at 65, 68. So nice divergence right here. I like the divergence right here. But the thing is, we too far below the histogram right there. Okay, so even if it pumps, it will do something like that. So if it pumps, we have to wait for it to cool off again to retest the support. Okay, it is not in a bull trend yet, even though it is setting up a nice bullish divergence right here. So a good level to accumulate some, right? The worst case scenario is like it fails and decide to move sideways like that longer, where we're going to retest the next fib. Okay, so if we get this pattern, we will most likely going to retest like the 20s, 23 to 20 cents. Okay, it is a 50% pullback. Okay, but if we get a very impulsive move right like that, push back up, this guy retests the monthly or even weekly 21, something like that, you got to sell the rally, because you know it is going to come back down. Okay, because it is too far below the histogram. So hard to get a macro bull trend from this area right here. You want to accumulate it, but you don't want to expect it to you know, bull run to start right here. Okay, bull run most of the time starts right there above the histogram. That's where you get the big pump. If you take a look at it right here, right there, we started to get the big pumps right after we above the histogram. Okay, even right here. Okay, even right there, we started to get the very big move as soon as we get above the histogram. What happened right here was just accumulation right there. You can see got the bullish divergence, right? It pushed back up and retested lows. Okay, so hopefully it makes sense, right? So ADA a good hold, a DCA range, the 20 is okay. If you accumulated somewhere around like a 45, just wait. It could give you a nice 40-50% move. You can take some profits and wait for it to cool off weeks after that, right? All right, guys, we got 1 hour of live streaming. Hey, what's up, BK Bitcoin Cash Flies? We'll take a look at link and all that good stuff during our next live stream. I'm already exhausted, so I haven't made a 1 hour live stream for a while. And I used to go for like a 3 hours live stream and all that good stuff. But that's my first day back, so I just gotta take it slow until I get the routine again, right? We'll take a look at SHIB and all that good stuff during our next live stream. Make sure to remind me, right? You can put it in the comment section also if you want to, right? So I can make sure I won't forget and all that good stuff, right? All right, guys, be cautious out there. The trend, macro trend, is still down. The short-term trend, bulls could take a cheap shot above the 3-day 21 and all that good stuff. So just be cautious. You don't want to FOMO you know, on that move if it happens. If we dump down to the 17s again, you don't want to FOMO as a bear. You want to basically accumulate BTC at 17, because I don't think we will get down to those 13 10Ks you know, in August. Okay, not even probably in September. Okay, because the 3D MACD is pointing up. All right, but if the 3D MACD flips negative, right, that could change everything. Okay, that could change everything. So that's a pattern I would anticipate. I'm not saying it will play out like that, because who knows, we could even get a triangular formation. Okay, we could get a triangular formation, something like that. Okay, we could even get a wedge pattern. I'm just throwing one pattern based on the MACD. We could even create a wedge pattern, something like that. All right, that's possible. So we don't know which one of these will play out. We're just going to watch our basically MACD to see what the MACD will do, okay, over the next like a few weeks. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.